you have your website, which is where most people will go for your content. But as soon as you leave your house, you no longer have access to that. But you have your smartphone now. So moving your experience from the website and continuing that experience on the smartphone, I think is the key thing you want to do. Because when I'm moving around, I'm going to have my smartphone with me, and I'm going to say, okay, I need to go do my banking now. And then I'll have my bank's app or my bank's website open and their mobile page, and I'll want to get to the piece of information that is key to me at that moment. And continuing on that, things like Foursquare and the check-in services where you get to a location and you check in. I don't personally use these ones, but I know they're very popular, and I see the draw of them. Going to a location multiple times and then rewarding the user for consistently using your service is a very good marketing tool. Like moving forward, like instead of just sending out a big campaign, rewarding the user for doing something that they might normally do already, but it might make them do it more often to try to get whatever you're giving out. So maybe you're lowering their fees for their transactions for that month if they come into the branch 3 times a month.
Well, just to build off Robert what said, I think you hit the nail on the head exactly. Is that you need to, Bank of America, prime example, what we were discussing earlier. You may not need a Facebook page for Bank of America to go on and see what they're doing and see what new services are available and where. You may just simply need an app, whether that's on the Droid platform or BlackBerry, whoever it may be. You download one app that's the same across all 3, the BlackBerry, the iPhone, and the Android service. And from there you've got your live feed from Bank of America, as well as pictures of new Bank of America offices, locations of ATMs, all in one centralized location.
That's a good idea.
You don't need a Facebook page for that. Keep Facebook. Let Facebook stay cool.
Cool.
Let's build an app.
But
see, there's one thing, like, if you look at...
You have a whole bunch of bankers in Europe.
I want to
like to hear from them what they hear and what does this mean to them.
I want to say for RBC, that would be great if I had a little button here on my RBC app. If I could just then go and click, what is RBC doing with with all the money that you guys are making? Where are you spending it? You want to merge the two things, right? Why would you just tweet what you're doing when you can also add right to your app so that I'll see it in the app with just a little news feed of cool things RBC is doing? So.
Yeah, I have a question for everyone. We talked about
RBC. You want to get them to say what they're hearing?
As a question for the panel or something to react to along those lines. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, sure. So ASB, for example, has a Facebook app, which is like a virtual branch where you can interact with people at a branch if you have questions or you want to figure out if you need to troubleshoot like the website or telebanking or that kind of thing. So beyond just like the branding type of examples we talked about on Facebook, this is now like a customer service example. So my question to the panel is that something that appeals to you? Is that how you would expect to interact with the bank in the future? And would that influence your choice of bank?
I wouldn't say it necessarily has to be Facebook. What I look for when I'm looking for a representative to speak to is the time it takes before I talk to them in real time. So it might not be Facebook, it might not be Twitter, but it could be simply an app where you can connect to someone and you would be able to speak to a customer representative within 30 seconds of you activating that app. The point is, it just because a social technology, a social media outlet exists, does not necessarily mean that it would be in your best interest to use that social media technology. So I definitely think it is relating back, again, to your customers. What are your customers expecting from you?
I think it comes down to trust, right? I trust my bank. I don't trust Facebook.
As much, yeah, definitely not.
Right?
Definitely not. Security. And it's really about just quality in real time, right? And I mean, coming back to like the entire blog issue that they were talking about, you know, it was interesting. I was talking to a director of marketing, and the problem very often with social media is the advantage of social media is, you know, regularly people have to access the internet. All they have access to is just sentiments, right? So if a person is just like, oh, the so-and-so company sucks, we don't really know what that person's feeling because we haven't really had access to the entire message, you know? All we're really looking at it is very objectively. So I think the advantage of a blog, just a two-way interaction is that you're creating interaction that's two-way. You're creating a community. And so what you're doing is you're not just getting access to sentiment, you're actually getting access to real value, rational thinking, right? Which is, I think, a very important factor. And I mean, just adding to the whole, the app aspect of Facebook, I mean, I think what's most important is quality in real time. That's what we want. We want quality, speed, real time. And security, which adds to quality. And I would not trust Facebook for anything to do with my bank. You know, I'd rather just have something that's more secure.
So do you think, like, you know, we talked about Facebook and LinkedIn. So things like, you know, if not directly the payment, but maybe the marketing piece of it, let's say, you know, if you use your Bank of America card, you know, on the coming Thanksgiving, you're going to get such a good offer. So in my mind, I believe there's more probability that you will share that with your friends rather than your colleagues in office through LinkedIn. So things like those, the marketing stuff, I feel there is, or what is everyone's view, and I'll just throwing it open, is Facebook a better media or LinkedIn?
You see, personally, I think it's LinkedIn because how are you being exclusive on Facebook? You know, who can make a group on Facebook? Everyone can, right? It's a very open platform. So, I mean, it's a Bank of America. You want them to be on something that's reputable. Facebook is reputable. I mean, I'm not biased. All I'm trying to say is that everyone can just go and create a group. Everyone can do everything. So how are you being different? You're a multi-billion-dollar bank. You're a secure bank that people look up to. So how can you be different, right? Because everyone can create groups at Facebook. You can create a group in a few seconds, right? So I think considering that, I don't think Facebook would be the best platform. But I mean, it really comes down to who your customers are. There's certain target markets like, you know, they resonate with things that are cooler. And if you want to continue that message.
Got it. Hold on a second. Montreal? I'd love to hear somebody from Montreal. What are you hearing?
We all here. Yeah, basically we're a merchant acquirer, payment processing company. We deal mostly B2B, so it's a little different than us than dealing with B2C, as Bank of America does in a lot of cases, obviously. We use LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook to market different groups. So basically, we go to where our clients or partners are. For example, if we're looking for a partner, a sales partner, whether they're on LinkedIn, they're obviously looking for a professional, to advance professionally or to get a job or just to be an affiliate of ours. So that's, we found LinkedIn to be useful for that. Twitter, again, basically spreading our marketing news, anything that gives value in 140 characters or less. We also deliver merchant industry news. Obviously, a lot of our partners can look for that added value from our Twitter feed anyway. We have quite a few followers, and we've found that using other services, for example, Hootsuite or TweetDeck, we could see the analytics and basically track which articles are useful and which ones get most mileage.
And what are you hearing in this conversation that could be useful to you?
Pardon me?
What are you hearing in this conversation that could be useful to you?
We're basically listening to trends. What's trending, obviously, on Twitter is fairly easy to see. A lot of the mobile or the e-commerce is, I guess, the most popular, or are the most popular articles on Twitter. So we kind of cater our message to what people are actually looking for, and they relate to that. So one of our important branding strategies this year is to be seen as an expert in the field of the business that we're actually targeting. So we've defined a core group of businesses and are delivering targeted messages to that core group. So we think that both Twitter and Facebook are important for that. You could spread the message that, you know, it's not a message about everything. You kind of target it to the core group that you're actually looking for. And I think Facebook is important with regards to that as well. I mean, most people that join your Facebook group or join to get an incentive, either a coupon or a promotion that you're offering. So,
For a contest as well.
or a contest, that's right, a lot of iPad contests these days, I noticed. So that's basically it. I mean, that's obviously to grow followers, and once you've got the followers, what do you do with them? Well, again, you have to target your strategy, whether it is, as everyone else mentioned, philanthropy, you know, define your brand, define what you are. Obviously, don't just market people. They don't, you know, you can get them for a promotion, you can get them for a week, you can get them for a month, but as a long-term follower, you have to continuously deliver some sort of value. So define who you're targeting and deliver that message to that group, I think is the suggestion that's best.
Okay, thank you. So Philip, my partner in crime, I want to come to you. I cannot see you right now. See after me.
Hey, sorry guys. So the screen switch when you talk, you have to say a few things before the screen switches to you.
So Philip, what you could hear in the whole call is so far as that people are different places. You know, do I do a Twitter? Do I do Facebook? What do I do on Facebook? You see a lot of different issues. You hear convenience, you hear security, you hear, wow, you know. I'd love for you and your expert panel to come in and help guide us. What do you guys think? What do you guys, you know, where do we go from here? So with this part, I want to end the consumer part of it. You guys still have room to come in. But I just want to go back to Philip and for Philip to lead the expert panel.
Thank you, Taimour. So let me introduce our panelists on the expert panel. And I was wondering, can we project the panelist name on WebEx, on the telepresence part of the screen?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. And as I introduce you, if you could say hello or something, so the screen switches to you and people in the audience sees you, because we have our panelists in different parts of the country. So let me start with my colleague who's sitting next to me, Petra Niger, who's in corporate marketing for Cisco Systems. So Petra manages the consulting arm of the global social media within Cisco. Her experience in innovative marketing ranges from ads for games and Web 2.0 apps to online contacts. She's responsible for the award-winning marketing strategy for Cisco MyPlanNet, a simulation edu game, and she holds an MBA in the Six Sigma and is Six Sigma certified. Thank you for joining us, Petra.
Thanks for having me.
Let me move to Debbie Baxley from principals at Capgemini. Debbie has intervened already, so you've seen her and you've heard her. And she is an expert in the payments industry and is a 30-year IBM veteran with 20 years of consulting experience. She's a frequent keynote speaker and author on topics of mobile and advanced payments innovation and certified smart card industry professional. She's also an officer on the Smart Card Alliance Payments Council and is joining us, I believe, from Canada. Do you wanna say hello, Debbie?
Hi, I'm here. We don't have a sign, but all these people in this room here with me, we're all in Toronto.
Fantastic. Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
I'd like also to introduce Gary Kibble. Gary is a partner with the law firm of Davis and Gilbert. He practices in the areas of new media, advertising, marketing, and privacy law, and regularly counsels clients with respect to issues such as social networking, interactive advertising, privacy and data security issues, and laws affecting the internet. Prior to becoming an attorney, Gary was an information system analyst with Merrill Lynch. So welcome, he's joining us from New York. Welcome, Gary.
Oh, thank you, very good to be here.
Thank you for joining us. Let me introduce Patricia McGuinness. Patricia is a director in the banking group advisory services of Mercator. She has 25-year financial industry services experience with experience in research, consulting, product marketing at the intersection of technology, strategy, and operations. And at Mercator, she focuses on social media and emerging digital markets, virtual currencies, data-driven loyalty and reward programs, and personal data protection. She holds a BA in economics from Harvard, an MS in management from MIT Sloan, and an MS degree in CIS, Computer Information Systems, from Bentley College, to name a few. Thank you for joining us, Patricia.
Me to just say hello and say that being an analyst is in part about being a perpetual student. So that's what all of every once in a while, instead of figuring it out myself, I think I have to go back and take some more training. But I think this is a discussion where a whole lot of different variables get brought together. Thanks.